I'll get it started.
Bleach blonde.
Welcome to Meet the Team.
Welcome back to Meet the Team, episode 47. If you haven't seen the other 46, you're missing out. It's because we haven't done that many. We're excited for today. I know we say that every single time, but have we ever had such a distinguished guest?
Me.
I'm
just kidding.
Okay. Yes.
No.
We have never had anybody that handles more stuff than this person. This person, the analogy that I use, have you ever seen Suits?
It's on my list.
Have you seen Suits?
I've seen a few episodes, but not a full season.
Emily is Donna. Emily is 100% Donna. I showed up to our company party yesterday, and I looked at her right at 6 o'clock, and I said, this is our big Christmas party. There's probably, 300 people there? 250 people there?
Yeah, I think she said it seated 230.
And I looked at Emily, and I said,
people.
And I said, do you need help with anything? And my wife slapped my arm, and she goes, no, it's Emily. And I thought that was like the best analogy to explain who this is.
She also had the fiercest slip.
Completely.
Oh, thank you. I thought about continuing it today, but I didn't. But also, doesn't Donna get fired?
We don't need to get into that. We're talking about in the early seasons. In the early seasons,
Okay.
Donna knew everything, and that's Emily. Emily is our director of operations, and this company would cease to exist. I always tell her, if you're going to quit, you need to tell me ahead of time. You need to give me a 2 weeks notice before you give anybody else a 2 weeks notice, because I need to put in my 2 weeks notice too. This does not happen without her, and this is a person that is normally behind the scenes that we wanted to bring to the front of the scenes. So we're excited.
Would you say that this team has grown by like how much? 40, 50% this year?
Pretty close, yeah.
Would not have happened without Emily.
Would not have even been an option, would not have even been a starter to bring on as many people, as many new offices. I mean, I tell everybody, if it was just up to me to quote unquote run the office, we wouldn't have printer paper. We would like everything that people look around for quality of life within a real estate office. Yeah. This gal handles. So we're excited to have you today, Emily. Thanks for being here.
I'm
She
so
is not
excited to be here.
Just to give a little bit more perspective, I don't know how much you know, Boo, because I just learned it today. Can I expose you? I'm going to expose you.
Yeah.
Full-time student.
Yep.
Full-time on the Perry Group. And she had a full-time internship.
And a full-time boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. Full-time social life.
Yeah.
Full-time fitness.
But goes to bed every night at 6:30. Wakes up at 3:30.
Couldn't be me.
And that's what I'm saying. We could not do what we do without her. So we're excited to have her. Jake, why don't you give us a little introduction into what the Meet the Team is?
So Meet the Team is just an authentic way for our people, usually our agents, and you are an agent. Mm-hmm. We want to get to know you in an authentic way and let the people understand about the Perry Group and why we have the people that we have on our team, basically. But to start us off, just tell us your story. Like, how did Emily become Emily from when she was a little girl thinking about what she wanted to do to here you are today?
Oh my gosh, the life story.
Uh-huh.
Should I give the nutshell version, or do you guys want the detailed version?
Either way.
This is your version.
This is Emily's version.
All right. Okay, well, I'm going to start in high school then, because before that really doesn't matter.
It matters.
It matters, but not for this context.
Okay.
So it started out, I had like this career development class, or like this internship class that I took when I was a senior. And they made us do a personality assessment. I was an ENFJ, still an ENFJ today. I don't know how much our personalities change over time, but that was like over a decade ago. So I remember 2 jobs stuck out to me. One was a social worker or therapist, and the other one was a real estate agent. So those are the 2 that kind of stuck with me, and like I didn't actually pursue either one of those. I got a full ride scholarship to Utah State for leadership.
Flex.
That I forfeited after the first semester.
What?
I know. I look back now and I'm like, someone should have taught me some financial knowledge, because that would have been grossly different than where I ended up.
It's an expensive forfeiture.
Yeah. Well, I also ended up graduating from Westminster College, now Westminster University, and that it's a private school. So it was like 6 times as much per semester than, Utah State. Anyway, I ended up studying environmental science, so I'm a big outdoors girly. I attribute that to my dad. he raised us like hiking, camping all the time. That was kind of like our family's way of spending time together and just like enjoying the summer. I wouldn't say that we grew up with like a lot of money, but we also weren't like hurting. We were just, I don't know, middle class.
Yeah, we're
moderate.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of stuff outside. That's why I studied environmental science. Graduated from Westminster, and then, well, I told you guys this a little bit before we started, but to get myself through college and like in my teen years, I worked in the restaurant industry. And for anyone that's like come from that background, one, there's a little bit of sales in there, but two, you just have to have kind of a wild work ethic if you're going to be good at it. Like, you work crazy hours, sometimes 13, 14-hour shifts. And I feel like that industry really taught me how to work hard, and then also balancing that with like going to school full time. And eventually I didn't see a career in the restaurant industry, so I was looking for a way to get out. Switched things up, and I ended up doing, the social work piece. I did operations at a nonprofit organization. It was a women's treatment center. I helped run 7 different facilities there from the operational perspective. And like, you joke about me waking up at 3:30 now, but I literally sometimes had to be into work at 3:30. So it was just
Not me.
Yeah, it was gnarly. Sometimes I'd work 18-hour days there. So
And she says it with a smile.
Yeah.
it was
Hashtag built different.
24 hours of, I don't even know if that's legal, so I won't say where I was working, but
I think it
yeah.
depends on the state.
Yeah, 18-hour days, no sleep. It was really hard, but I did also love it, and I'm a really loyal person, so for me it was just, it wasn't a question, it was just something that had to be done, and I think I still carry that mentality today. Fast forward a little bit, I was at that organization for 3 years. I moved in with one of my close friends, and her other roommate, the person that owned the home that I was renting a room from, was the director of operations at the Perry Group. And I didn't know if her and I were really gonna vibe, but we ended up becoming like absolute best friends. And we had so much fun together when we lived in that house, but she ended up moving to Dallas, and she was like, you should get into real estate, and I want you to replace me when I leave. So she set up something. I met with Jack and Michael Perry. This was probably like 2020, 2021. So I met with them, and they ended up going with a different candidate for my position then, and they were still a pretty
Big
small
mistake.
team. It came full circle, so it's all good.
She's here now, guys.
Yes. So I ended up getting into sales, and like, I got promoted really fast there. I was Rookie of the Year, whatever. But the Perry Group brought on executive assistants in 2022, and they reached out to me and asked if I'd be interested, and it was a no-brainer for me. I wanted to be at the Perry Group. I knew a little bit about the culture. The team was growing at this point in time, so I got my license in 5 weeks and joined, and I worked as an executive assistant for Darren Thomas and Julie Ethington, and we closed 13 deals my first month with them. So,
Those two.
gosh.
You know those two?
Yeah.
They are so good.
yeah. So it was just like a fast track to learning real estate. So I've been licensed ever since. It's been a journey, like, now that I'm saying it out loud, because then I ended up moving to Texas, and I left the executive assistant role after about a year with them, and ran a team in Dallas of about 17 agents. That was also hard and long days. I was their only full-time employee, other than like they had some virtual assistants, but like first person in the
It was you.
organization. Yeah. I ran their payroll, I ran their marketing, I ran their social media, I ran their team. I was like, I'm not the best salesperson, but I guess like throw me in, coach. I got sales training.
And I think that describes Emily perfectly.
Yeah.
Throw me in, I'll figure it out. And she has absolutely figured it out for us. So I am curious, because you and I joined last year within a couple weeks of each other. Mm-hmm. What do you think? Because everybody sees the number change, they see the agent change. What do you think has been the biggest change that the Perry Group has undergone in the last 12 months?
I think Michael touched on it last night, but really having organization and stability. I think even in my experience on the team, when I was with them in 2022, there was just a lot that was changing, and it changed really fast. And from my perspective and in my role, you really have to think in a calculated way about how people are going to receive things, what the long-term impact is going to be, the details of rolling change out, making people feel like they're informed, they know what's happening. And so I think in the last year, what we've really done is we've stabilized the business. We have good systems and processes in place that we didn't have in place prior to that. So it's just, I think really we've helped people understand what the expectations are. And we've provided a level of like structure and organization that helps people feel comfortable.
So go ahead.
Well, I feel like because this is kind of one of the questions, I feel like you've pretty much already answered it, but to put it in like a couple sentences, why the Perry Group?
Yeah, great question. And I get this all the time when I'm talking to like prospective agents that are looking at joining the team. And really the thing that I think sets the Perry Group apart is the leadership that we have here. Like people like Boo, you as our cultural icon, Jake.
Oh gosh.
People who really believe in the mission and the culture at the Perry Group, and then also having, like, it's a family-owned business. You see the people who are running the business. You have access to them. They care about your success. And I think having that humble leadership that's like, you know, I'm just going to be transparent, half the time they're stunned by like what's happening in their own business, I think is really amazing, just to have people who are like so humble and care so much about every single agent's success.
Well, two things. One, going to like the mission statement, concisely what that is where talent meets opportunity.
Yep.
And last night, Jack in his speech, the 5 to 6 words were, I am so proud of you. Like that is literally our culture of our leadership and our ownership.
Mm-hmm. I
So
couldn't
that's
agree
great.
more. Yeah, so true.
So what were you going to say?
I was going to say, I'm curious because you talk to every single new agent that comes in the door. You talk to a bunch of agents that don't join us. So I'm sure you get asked why the Perry Group. For you, I understand it. Why do you think an agent should choose to align with the Perry Group? Say brand new.
Mm-hmm. That's a great question too, and I answer that one all the time. And I also just have to say that like getting the opportunity to meet every single agent that joins the team is so unique, and it's absolutely my favorite part of my role. Like I know every single person on the team. I know them by name. I might get them mixed up a little bit from time to time.
Because I mean, we're onboarding
Alexis,
5 to 10 people a month right now.
Yeah.
Across all of the offices. It's a lot.
It is a lot for sure, but I love getting able to meet people and like be the first person to welcome them to the team. But from an agent perspective, something that I can confidently say, like especially having worked with and run other teams, nobody does it like the Perry Group. Like the skill,
the new launch program that we rolled out this year. I mean, stuff like that. That's just it. I had a question from another team that does really well. They asked me how good our onboarding process is.
Yeah.
And I said, it is dialed. It is to a science. There are no questions.
Yeah.
And to be able, from my perspective, to be able to lay out a roadmap for agents, like this is what you're going to do in your first 30 days. This is what you're going to do in your first 6 months. This is what you're going to do in your first 12 months. You sat in on an interview where we did that, and the agent's eyes just go crazy because we take the guesswork out of it.
Totally.
We take the guesswork out of it. And if you come in and you commit to the time, the opportunity is there.
And I think our agents are a little spoiled, especially people who are newly licensed, like, we offer so much support and resources, from marketing to transaction coordinators. Like, we'll help you get your listing prepped. When I came onto the team, like, I had to schedule my own pictures, you know what I mean? I had to go there and look at the property, and obviously our agents still do that, but there was just so much more work involved in every transaction from an agent perspective. And I feel like every time we're making a decision, as a leadership team, or as, you know, like as team leads, we're thinking about how can we add more value to an agent and like take more off their plate. And so we just have so much support in place. Our marketing is about to get to the next level. Like, we're elevating constantly, and there's just not much that they have to do. Like, they have to go out and meet people and write repsies.
Yeah, I say it all the time, like in trainings and meetings, just because it's common here doesn't mean it's commonplace in the industry.
Exactly.
Just because the exception is normal to us doesn't mean that it's normal to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to summarize that, I think, in a couple of sentences when you're interviewing with somebody. So that's why I always encourage people, come to a team meeting. We don't do secrets. We don't do gatekeeping. Like, if you want to come in and see what this looks like, but like, I genuinely think it takes agents 3 to 6 months to understand the full scope of the resources that we are offering, because there is so much packed into it.
And I've also, you know, I've been on teams where there's contention because agents are paying a split, and they're just calculating, like, what am I actually getting for this? And I've been in positions before where I've had to talk to people or help them onboard onto a team, and I don't even believe in the value that they're getting from joining. So to be in a place where I'm like, it's a no-brainer. I know the value that we're adding to you through these splits. If you want to buy into that value, great. If you don't see the value in what we have to offer, no hard feelings. Like, come back when you're ready.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you said that, because I've, at my previous brokerage, had experiences with so many different teams here in Utah, and I'd never been opposed to joining a team. I just hadn't found a team where I saw the value for what I was paying for. And here it was like a no-brainer. I was just passively interviewing things, and I was like, wait, what am I doing? This, like, it's a no-brainer with this team. But again, with like meeting new agents especially, we kind of inform them of like, these are going to be your goals. We want to that we're setting for you, but we want you to build it so that you're going to succeed in it. You know, when we talk about like, what is your prospecting? Like, where are you going to succeed? So it's like, we have these goals. Now let's build them together so that you can succeed. Right. But I want to know what your goals are, Emily. What are your goals? Personal or business?
What are my goals?
You have a goal of graduating in May, and what else?
Oh yeah, graduation can't come soon enough. And for context, I just finished my internship. It was 900 hours between January and December. So I had a lot going on this year, and I'm just so grateful, like, for some downtime right now. That ended on Sunday, so we're on day 3.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I have free time today. What am I gonna do? I would say, you know, I really am bought into the culture at the Perry Group, and like professionally, I really do want to help continue building the team and scaling things, and like really solidifying myself as an integral part of the team.
You're already there, by the way.
Yes,
yeah.
thank you.
You might have to think that. You might have to figure that out for yourself. I don't think there's a single person on the team that wouldn't look at you as an integral part of the team.
Yeah, what's more solid? Like, I don't.
Yeah, I'm curious. What do you think you need to add to the bag?
Do you want solid gold, not gold plated?
Yes. Like what do you feel like is currently missing?
Yeah. No, I mean, it'll be really interesting to see how we grow our staff this year. And something that John Perry told me when I joined the team that still sticks with me in my current capacity is, he's like, I can tell you're genuinely curious and you're asking about this information so you can be helpful and see the full picture. And in the past, it's been like, people want to control their piece, or like they want to gatekeep it. And I'm like, I would rather us all have our own lane that we do super well. And we all kind of like, you know, we're working together as a team, but we're not like, okay, let me one up you or let me do better than you. So
And I think what makes the Perry Group unique too is that if we feel as a leadership team that there is something that's not serving our agents, it does not matter the amount of time, energy, resources that we have deployed to something, we will scrap the entire thing and not look back.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter if we're the number 1 team at our brokerage, the number 10 team in the nation, which will be announced shortly. It doesn't matter.
Crazy.
That is crazy. It doesn't matter though. If we look at it from a holistic approach and we feel like it doesn't work, we will scrap the whole thing entirely. And I think we've both seen that over the course of the last 12 months since we've been here.
And you know, it kind of just hit me literally last night. Like when I would tell people that we're the number 1 team in our brokerage nationwide, which therefore means we're the number 1 team here for our brokerage in the state. Like, I think it just hit me last night. Like, we're the number 1 team for the state in general. Like, we are the only ones that have closed over 1,000 transactions in Utah history in a calendar year. Like, it's undisputable. Like, what's
without
that?
dispute.
Without dispute. Like, and for you to just want to be like solid, this is your lane. Like, how can we help you?
Emily is the person that I think asks for the least amount of help at the company.
I know. I'm always asking her. I'm like, can I?
There's nothing you can do.
I will ask for it when I need it, though, and like I have to say, especially here, people are so willing to help out, and I think they're very appreciative of some of the shifts that we've made this year, where they do even, from an event perspective, especially like they get to enjoy their time with their friends and family and their clients, and our vendors have stepped up so much to just help out, and they're absolutely amazing. Like, there's been some things we've done this year where I couldn't have done it without the Vonk team, I couldn't have done it without the Intercap team, I couldn't have done it without IBEX. So our partners are absolutely incredible. Like, they're so helpful, and yeah, I mean, when I say that I want to understand everything from a bigger picture so that I can just be helpful, there is a little bit of a control piece there. So logistics are something that I'm passionate about. I don't know why, but it's just, that's how my brain works. And so I delegate absolutely when needed, but I really do like knowing, being in the know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being in control.
We love it. So
Jake
why
States?
do you...
Oh, not yet.
Not yet. Why do you choose Utah?
So, good question. I was thinking about this because I was in Texas for a little while. And I think growing up in Utah, I don't belong to the predominant religion here. And so there was always a sense of like being on the fringe, or like being an outsider, even though I didn't necessarily have people that treated me that way. I had friends from, all sorts of backgrounds, very diverse groups. I would consider myself like a pretty social chameleon. But there was a part of me that always wanted to get out, and like for a long time I thought I would live abroad. Actually, I love to travel too. I've been to, I think 30 or 31 countries now. Most of them I've backpacked solo and just made friends along the way and done the hostel thing. So I'm a pretty adventurous person. I moved to Dallas in 2022, and I really just needed that experience so that I could appreciate Utah for what it really is. And I think we're so spoiled here, and really Salt Lake is what everybody thinks Denver is. You just have so much proximity and access to like literally world class like outdoor activities. And like I mentioned earlier, my dad really raised me with a passion and an appreciation for those things. I missed my family. I missed whitewater rafting. I missed being able to hike a mountain and not like a trail that's covered with poison ivy and snakes and like scorpions.
That's Utah.
Yeah.
And that's Utah.
Yeah, so here I am.
What other hobbies do you have? What do you like to do? Oh, so, hold on. When you randomly, if ever, get free time, what do you do?
I'm so excited about the free time. Like I said, that was only the last year, so I knew that it was going to be a temporary thing. I do love fitness. I've been lifting since 2016, I think, 2017 maybe. So I'll probably, you asked what some of my goals are. One of my personal goals in 2025 is to do a bodybuilding competition. So catch me.
2025, that's your year.
Catch me next year.
Getting spray tanned.
Yeah. I've had a coach since March this year, and made a lot of lifestyle changes, and fitness is just a really big part of my mental health. I also love to read. I'm a big fantasy girly, so if you like reading fantasy novels, I am accepting.
What's your favorite saga series or?
My favorite series is The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
I'm not a reader. I'm so sorry.
Other than that, love to spend time outdoors. I also am in long-term recovery, so I've been sober since 2018. September 5th, my sobriety date. So.
Let's go.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so I spent some time doing service and recovery, and that's that program, that lifestyle provides a lot of principles to live by.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to, there's a lot that goes into that and being involved in that community.
Okay. I love that. Well, before we change our mind on some of your takes, I love you. You're amazing.
Love you guys.
But these
Love you both.
might change my mind.
These might change our opinion. These are Jake's takes.
Let's hear.
So
Jake,
these
you
are
know that I'm not afraid to
Ruffle
drop a bomb on you
feathers.
with this.
Listen.
Yeah.
I'm very opinionated. Just kidding. These are a bit of rapid fire, so it's like a love it or hate it.
Okay.
Okay. Country music.
Love it.
Yes.
Tesla Cybertruck.
Hate it.
Yeah. Shout out Michael and John.
Your job is writing on this. Do you want to change your? I'm just kidding. Pineapple on pizza.
No thanks.
3 for 3.
Okay. Well, 2 for 3 for me, but it's fine. Okay, this is either or.
Okay.
Winter or summer Olympics.
Winter Olympics.
Okay, we're getting it in
2034.
2034.
Now let's go.
Starbucks or Dutch Bros.
Starbucks.
Disney.
I actually have never had Dutch Bros. I'll say that.
That's okay. You don't need to.
I don't
Yeah.
blame you. I personally
Jake
only
goes
get
for
it
the stickers.
once a year, or once a month, just for the sticker. Disneyland or Disney World.
I don't know the difference. Love you.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You'll be okay.
East Coast or West Coast?
Oh, is that a real question?
Yeah.
West Coast for sure.
Okay. Cleaner waters. Fire or water? And this is not just the element, but do you like being by a campfire, by a lake, by
Oh my gosh, that is actually such a hard question, but my gut goes with water. And really that's because I told you whitewater rafting.
Mm-hmm.
My family always camps by a creek or running water.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's an element that's always been really calming for me.
Love that. Morning person or night owl?
Morning person. I call Emily if it's after 4 o'clock. I say sorry to wake you up.
So funny.
I'm not the 4 a.m. gym girl anymore. I did that for a
You
year.
gave
and a
it up?
half. I'm giving it up.
So are you a 5 a.m. gym girl or?
5 a.m.'s doable,
Okay.
but waking up literally in the middle of the night to be at the gym
Is
4 a.m.,
ridiculous.
I'm
Okay,
good.
we're glad you finally saw
A year
the
and a
light.
half solid. I'm proud of myself. I'll pick it up if I need it again.
Like I said, if we see something that's not serving us any longer, we will burn it down.
Peppermint or pumpkin spice?
Pumpkin spice.
Okay. Chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Would you prefer Christmas Eve or Christmas?
Christmas Eve, absolutely.
Thank you. Thanksgiving or 4th of July?
4th of July, hands down. Fireworks.
God bless America.
That's right.
All right, these are a little bit real estate related because you
Okay.
are an agent as well. Single level or 2-story?
Single.
New construction or resale?
Resale.
Flip or hold?
Flip.
Okay. Mountain view or lake view?
Actually, I'm gonna say hold.
Okay.
Mountain
Flip
View.
it and hold it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Renovate and hold. Mountain view?
Brr.
Mountain View for sure.
Okay.